so. You just can't log in. Why would I
But
need to log into this?
I think it's all running now. Think we're good.
All right. Do I sit at the front? Is that
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
sit at?
yeah, you can see you're on the screen. This is what I think they're seeing. And then I would,
I've never been in here for a meeting. Ever.
yeah, well, we used to basically just pull some chairs around before.
No, let's do that.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know. Because. I don't know.
All right, so the call to order. Roll call. We just have 3 minutes. I've got my 10, 15 timer. We have minutes. This is, I have to tell you, it's so much easier to do this in Zoom because I can be on my computer.
Yeah.
And
Your
do
kids are in the
everything.
background, there's some doing stuff and you've got your eye on them.
Not really. No,
Not really?
no, not
No.
that. But I'm able to be on my computer because we talk about something. I can start up an email thread,
Oh,
right? To go.
oh, but you don't have your computer with you. So do we know if the Wi-Fi is here?
Oh, yes, it's Bill Lane, 1919.
Okay, it's community hall, council chambers, or the council chambers?
I just saw
Oh,
a
here it is.
thing on the note.
Wi-Fi password, building. Fix the network. Yeah. This is Bill Lane.
Starting committee meetings. But
Yeah.
maybe that's it? Maybe that's it, and it's just not on the bottom. I got
I didn't
that
even
is
see
the
that.
password.
Okay.
There we go.
And that's fine. Oh, it's you. Like I was gonna click to join the meeting here without.
So this says log into the laptop, access the committee agenda.
Recording in progress.
The audio is disconnected after you get there. Okay. You're already in. You're in the meeting.
I think I have to do it from here too. This is just without equipment.
You're like, no, there's a big camera. for you.
You
And
don't
we're on
think I
the
have
screen.
to start
Yes,
this
I'm on the meeting.
one?
That's-
Then why would they give me all instructions for starting this?
That's it. Well, I think, I mean, we're in the mood, for sure.
What's that? I think it says-
So we're, like, when the meeting's over, we just click on end. I forget.
How are you doing?
Good. Busy, busy. But yeah. Okay.
I sent this morning.
Uh-huh. That's cool.
Now the Westridge Garden Club.
Oh. That's great.
Garden Club in Kaufman. That was awesome.
Yeah.
For the big meeting.
Mhm. I wanted to be the lambs.
Did
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
He was not very nice. He was a sweetheart.
I never really knew Dean. Yeah, yeah. That's my.
We have a science fair right after this. So my girls are going to the science fair right
Oh,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
My name's Brooke.
Hi, Russ. I'm Gary.
Sweet evening.
Hi, Gary. I'm Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to meet you. Yeah, pull up a chair.
This is the first time that we have
Yeah.
ever done this, so, well, that I've ever done this.
Well,
You've
we're,
been here.
no, we're out of Zoom. We're on a Zoom right now. That's, yeah, so we're,
Just smile
we're
for the
logged into
camera.
the town system. Yeah. Yeah, just, yeah, just pull up a chair. We'll just kind of sit around here. Well, yeah, just come on in. Yeah, so we're all
You don't have
kind
to
of
be so
together.
formal.
This is very, like, come closer. This is a very
Yeah,
informal.
very
Yeah, like,
informal.
this is-
I think we have to do all of this for legal reasons. I don't.
Yeah, so this, yeah, like this part of, this is all getting recorded somehow. Like, yeah. It's going on some town records.
Well, I've been to plenty of meetings. Yeah, they've all been on Zoom.
Look, it's Andy. Hey, Andy.
We have.
Oh,
we
you have
a
an
form.
agenda?
Yeah.
You can give that to Carrie. You might like that.
Hello, my friend. Look at us in person. Real people.
It's our neighbor.
This is Carrie.
This is Andy.
Here's Tim. You're happy, okay.
Really? Wow. That's awesome.
Oh, no.
Do you want to sit up here in a formal chair? Or do you want to sit right there? What do you want to do? Agenda? Do you want to give one of your things? No, great. So I think we officially have a forum.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So
Carrie, do you spell the name with a K? Uh-huh.
And I felt 2 R's.
The 2 R's?
I put it right here, Kerry.
That would have been me.
Oh, from the minutes from last time? Oh, I see it. Kelly Brown. I see it under oral communications from last time.
And are you a Brown with an E or no E? Okay. Oh, is that Teddy? Hi, Teddy. We haven't seen you in so long. It's awesome. Grab a chair and pull one up.
Yeah.
Hello.
So is the market manager,
Hi.
farmer's market manager.
Thank you, Joe. Very important job in this town.
I know, it's a nice day, isn't it? In person.
Hmm.
Good to see you.
Oh, it's
That's
okay.
So you said you are applying for college right
Yeah.
now?
Are you? It's my favorite school.
Is it?
Yeah, I love it.
Did you go there? Did somebody go
No,
there?
well, I
What-
ended up going to Princeton, but but I was actually my first choice, but I didn't actually apply because I got into Princeton. And so then I was like,
I'm writing
then
this
I lost,
down because
I lost steam.
Williams was your what? Oh, God.
Number
See,
one.
I have a 15-year-old, so this is all learning new for me. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely no idea. First child, so.
All right. Now you're a purple something or other, right?
Yeah.
What's the mascot? Purple, that's all I remember. Purple cows.
Where-
There we go.
Where is Williams Hope?
In Western Massachusetts. It's
Western
very beautiful. It's like, it's super beautiful place.
In the Berkshires.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
can talk more loudly too. Does that help?
Are you? You know what you want to do in your gap year? Do you know what you want to do in your gap year? Uh-huh. Oh, really? That's awesome. It's very exciting.
What do you want to study in college? It is 5:01.
You have excellent biology.
Okay, well, hello, everybody.
Yes.
And we have a forum.
Thank you very much for sharing.
My pleasure. I
I'd like
have
to
no
make an
idea what I'm
official
doing.
announcement to
And I-
thank you.
My pleasure. I've already received so many emails from other committee members, from
I know,
other
they're so
committee
excited to
chairs.
have you. Yeah.
All right, so our first, first thing we need to do is. And can I do I do that? Oh, I'm gonna call the meeting to order at exactly 5:02. Thank you all for coming.
Mhm.
And let's just check and see who is here. So Brooke Coffey's attending, Andy Brown. Andy, want to say present? Present, do we do everything formally? Or?
I don't know.
All right, Bonnie, Bonnie Greer,
Here,
here, Teddy, Vaughn,
not here.
and I see that we still have the last member who is not going to take. Sent him an email asking him to take, this is a member who applied to be on our committee. He said that they can on the team and never came. So then we had to like, actually have them taken off, but they have.
There you go.
Andy,
love
remind me
it.
how old you are now. I was telling somebody the other day, but I don't think I got it right. How old are you now?
Woohoo! I hope I'm you.
I think you're my oldest friend. I'm honored. I'm honored to bring you this one. In 2 weeks, what day is your birthday, Andy? All right, so, I would like to open it up now for oral communications that are not on the agenda. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak?
Well,
I'm sure you can.
Great, next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes on January 12th, 2023. I see that there's one typo in that under oral communications from January 12th was stated Kelly Brown expressed interest in the committee, and it is Carrie Brown, Kerr. So,
Mhm.
is
Okay.
there any other modifications to January 12th minutes? All right, then I'd like to start a vote for approval of the minutes with that one edit. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great, wonderful, thank you so much. All right, so new business that we have on the agenda for this evening. Our first is to welcome Carrie Brown, Secretary of the Senior Committee. And do you mind introducing us and telling us a bit about yourself?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. So my name is Brooke Coffey. I am a landscaper, a gardener here in town. I teach at Farmingdale and Corte Madera and garden programs there. Background in biology. I've been doing nature and scientific studies since I was 18 years old. No, I grew up in Arkansas, then worked in Connecticut. My husband was attending graduate school, he worked for Audubon, environmental protection. Oh, yes. So I lived in Connecticut and I worked for the Audubon Society, as well as the Department of Environmental Protection for the state of Connecticut. We worked on endangered plant and bird species and did amphibian research for the state of Connecticut. So that's my background. And then I came here and I worked for the Peninsula Open Space Trust, and then I became a full-time mom, and then started children's science garden program. And how long have I been on this committee? 3 years? But this is the first in-person meeting. It's all been on Zoom. My friend Janet Green recruited me because there weren't very many people on the committee. And so at the very beginning of the pandemic, we had we started a speaker series. We actually had more involvement than any other committee, in the fact that every single month we were having some type of amazing.
No, like 100 people or 200 people would show up.
No. We had 300 people at our most recent event, which was the Star Party. Which was a huge success. We already discussed about how much larger and better it's going to be next year. We had no idea that 300 people were going to turn up. It's really great.
So I'm Bonnie Grader, and I been on the committee not as long as Andy, but probably for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and the reason I started on the committee is because I also was a biology major in college, and I had student science, and I started the Bay Area Wine Foundation as a hobby project with my friend Lori, and we were studying ticks and tickology and things like that. And I thought, oh well, somebody encouraged me to join the science committee so that we might be able to do, participate in some education programs to educate people about ticks. And so, yeah, that's why I joined. That's actually why I joined the committee. So now I'm the official note taker. I'm the unofficial note taker and helper.
Should we
No.
vote for you?
No. I want to be completely.
Okay, got it. All right, Jenny, how about you? And I didn't even know you could. Experiential. Was it a condor primary fellow? Thank you. By writing with chalk, the child has to write the letter A 3 times with chalk because of the micro vibrations. But writing with a pencil or a pen, you have to write it up to 100 times, and then you never get that by writing. That's why children have a hard time learning it.
All right, more chalk.
Well, what's that? And, oh, yeah, I mean, I know this, so we live in Rockland. Yeah. So I did there for 2 years. People did the same thing. Much more fun. That, the passion of the still friends. Mobile communities. Major phone. You have people in the valley there that. Like swimming out my hand. And I have 2,000 hours. 2,000 and. But that's a fun thing. Oh. So So the two times there, opposed to the people. Field. So now has to. Try to do something else, I didn't know. Environmental. Right. And a lot of others.
You're welcome. Okay, so the next item on our agenda for this evening, we were gonna recap the presentation for the budget and community workshop. So,
Yeah. Oh, you want to?
So, all the committees met with, the town council. I don't know if we would call it a workshop as much as it was a presentation. But basically, I just stated that, we were going to be, upping our budget a very small amount, but trying to do twice as many public programs next year. And informed the town about the Star Party, and they seemed to accept that. The thing that was really interesting is that so many of the other communities have such a large budget, and the numbers that they have of engagement at their programs is lower than ours. So I immediately had to tell Bonnie that I was just so proud of our work and how much involvement and engagement we had during the pandemic, and then also present in person at the Star Party. And on such a small budget. So really proud of our hard work for a small community.
Yeah, so the town has a budget cycle every year, and the town manager sends us a note as a committee to as a budget request, and then we do this every year. Our new chair would brief the committee on what our programs are, what we accomplished last year, what our programs are. We requested a very massive increase, we doubled our budget to $2,500 this year. And because when we run science programs, doesn't really cost that much. It costs, $600 to put two banners, make two banners, and then everything else is basically volunteer. For the Star Party, Brooke was very kind, and she bought the star finders, which were very popular with the kids. They had it was like a little way to find stars. We had a bunch of telescopes, and people show up, Friday night lights, and on the soccer field, and everyone had a great time.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah,
massive
looking through these
telescopes.
telescopes at Saturn, and yeah. So these are like portable, fold-up giant telescopes. Yeah.
It's a fun club, and some of them even grind their own. Putting up in this massive. But they travel a lot. We're used to breaking them down and setting them up. And very heavy. Some of them we had to help them lift
Yeah.
different parts of it to get it together. So not a simple tripod. No, it's like stand.
Yeah, some of them would be like as big as this table. But no. Many of them with automatic motors. So plug anything in.
Okay, so the next item up for business. So I learned whenever I was getting ready to do the paperwork for an event, you have to submit it 2 months ahead of time. So I missed that window. So I am proposing if we can move the compost event to a date in May, if that works with everybody.
You can explain to Carrie what the compost event
Yeah,
is.
so the next event that we're doing is pretty much Loyola College informative meeting for the town. Because what happens is that everybody, gathers all of their leaves and all of their debris, and they put it in the greenway bins, and all of those get shipped off, and then everybody ends up buying compost and bringing it back. It's a very, non-sustainable program. And so we had the idea to come up with, a workshop or a fun event so that people could really start learning about soil health because it pertains to, water and erosion and flooding. It pertains to wildfire protection. It pertains to, endangered and invasive species, both, flora and fauna. So all of these things are impacted in soil health. So we had the idea of having an event with different, specialists and speakers about composting, about mulching, about how to take care of all of the various ecosystems. And people are doing a really bad job. So, as we are seeing in the it's just a lot of work that people, myself included, we all need to be better about this. Anyway, that's the idea. And I would love, I think since I'm doing a lot of the kind of organization and mental organization of this, my calendar looks much better in May than it does both in April and June. So I was going to propose that that might be a good date for us. Also, right now at Lingso, so Lingso is a garden material company. I was talking to Terry Lingso today, and she said that it was easy to get some of their compost because they're still so wet. So they are, they're still waiting on things to kind of get out. We've had so much rain. So, by the time we get to May, then they'll have good sources and we'll have enough heat and dry weather. And we'll have good products. We're going to have different booths set up. So we'll have tables for sustainability committee. That's about having a table for the conservation committee, like inviting the other committees that might have some interest in why soil health is so important for town members. But then we're also going to have a compost competition. So anybody in town who makes their own compost, and the kids know about it. So then, the kids tell their parents, and it's going to be a pretty serious thing. And then we talked about having the DIY compost station, but then also compost station for these products that you can buy. And then also people from Lingso come and talk about the different compost you can buy, but then also the different qualities of compost. So, what is garden compost versus homemade garden compost versus bagged compost versus, so you can microbial. Right. So in a handful of soil, with good, compost or, humus in the forest floor, and a handful of soil, there are more microorganisms than are people in the planet. Than there are people on the planet. And then I just learned today, Terry told me that there are more bacteria, there are more microorganisms in our body than there are cells. Like if you were to look at the cell count of the cell mass, then there are human cells.
So Bonnie Bassler, that's our principal.
Send an email out, yeah. So I propose that we look at our calendars for May, if that's a good month for other people. You will, May is a good month. Okay, it's also good temperature. Okay. Okay, so if we're looking at, do we still think that we would like to do it on a Sunday? I know we were thinking about a Sunday previously. Yeah, Saturdays, they usually have a lot of sporting events here. So if we could do, all right, so there's May 7th, May 14th, May 21st, May 28th. So May 14th is Mother's Day. We should not do that.
Goes to 21st.
21st, does that sound good?
This following weekend is Memorial Day weekend.
Yep, okay, so then, so the May 21st. May 21st. So I will submit the paperwork this week, so we know that we're far in advance. Sunday. Because of our website, there's the previous ones that are on Zoom, as far as public live events.
Yeah, so there isn't like a solid public record of these. That what cataloging, but there is a solid public record of all online events we did over the last week. So you'll see there was a earthquake one, which is really cool. There was a black hole one, which is really cool. There was we did a whole bunch of wildflower ones, which were also very interesting. You know, as well. Anyway, you'll see a lot of you'll see that all that is on the committees.
Might have to look at these.
I'd have to look for it. I don't know. Yeah, it's all been, yeah, everything that's recorded on there is online. Except for the Star Party, which
So what programs used to be done? There used to be a bird day.
well, we would it seemed like and you can in years past, what we typically had 3 or 4 events that we did per year. So there was one event which was Star Party. Second event was Flight Night. We're doing the Star Party still, but we don't. There's a group of guys that had drones and model airplanes and things like that fly around. To invite their clubs and this. You came to one of those? Okay, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then we would try to do one other event, which would be more like Predator Day or Ecology Day or whatever. And we would invite people and we'd set up in the community hall with a set of tables, and it'd be like kids area for coloring something or making some crafts thing. But there'd be Predator Day, someone brought their bald eagle. So it'd be various folks that would come to and present.
Didn't Mid-Penn have something, like they had a mountain lion?
Yeah, Mid-Penn had a table on Predator Day, and they brought their stuffed mountain lion and talked about predators in our parks. Yeah, and so there was various exhibits on in the community hall inside itself. It's a mix of both. So it's a lot of parents with young kids, basically. So the idea is that we're doing community education, and it's mostly about the kids. Yeah. But adults enjoy it too. But it's kind of it's very family oriented.
But it was interesting during the pandemic on Zoom, it became
Like an adult only
adult
thing.
only- yeah. It was
Yeah, not intentionally, just that happened.
right. And then some people were asking for it, like for it to keep going, right? But we just didn't have the capacity to keep. It was a lot of work.
It got a little bit
scheduling all
tiresome.
Yeah.
To do all those things. Anyway, but so we were excited to do some in-person events, and at the Star Party, it was a lot of kids. So it was a Friday night, kids with parents. I would say, of the 300 people, there were probably 200 kids and 100 adults.
When is there something interesting happening? Okay, so let's hope that May 21st works for everybody and we'll see if we can get the paperwork in. All right, so, discuss memberships and recruitment. So it says, that we have a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 9. I don't know if that includes Yvonne. I guess we meet our minimum, don't we? Since she technically, and I did see that they just added, accessibility. Maybe, for making it to where people can zoom in.
Yeah,
For a long
so
period of
Carrie's
time.
benefit, Yvonne was our former chair of the committee. She actually started the committee 30 years ago, or something. Yvonne was a science teacher here in Bull Valley. And so she taught kids. And then when she retired from that teaching job, she had classes here at Town Center. My kids all took her classes. We all love Yvonne teaching kids science. And she ran this committee for, for literally, she started it and ran the committee. Yeah. She no longer lives in Portola Valley, but she wants to participate in some way. So we have, we have this, you can dial in on like we're on this thing. You can dial in. So we'll, maybe we'll make a special effort to try to invite her to the.
And make sure that I'm doing this all correctly, because I feel like I didn't do something right. with
No,
this
no,
one
you
here.
do everything right. Yeah, because I'm on. All right, everything's right.
So 5 members minimum, 9 members maximum. So we just need to have 3 people so it can move in the field. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5. This is our committee right now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But Yvonne may.
So she is a member emeritus,
Yeah.
right? I think that's
Right.
what town council
So-
said. in the-
Right, so there are new rules. There's new legislation, public law, blah, 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 that requires live, that requires the meetings to be live now. And we can have them be on Zoom, but whoever's on Zoom needs to be in a public place or declare that their place that they're calling in from is a public place if they're on the committee. So the public can dial, this is a public meeting, so the public can dial into this meeting or get on the Zoom. But in order for Yvonne to continue her membership of the committee, she would need to declare wherever she is to be a public place, and she's staying at her son's place, so she's not going to declare her son's place. as a public. No, she can't be a member. Yeah, it's not feasible for her.
Normally Jeff out, who's our town council, and normally he would come for meetings as well. Yes, yeah, he's our current mayor. Mhm.
Huh, yeah, well, Jeff's our mayor now, so I think he's a little bit busy.
Very,
I don't know.
very busy. And I saw the number of,
Housing issues.
yeah, I saw the number of meetings he has to go to as a volunteer. I was
It's
like,
like,
oh,
wow, poor guy. Anyway, nicest guy in the world. Okay, so Jeff, yeah, I'm not sure how much of we're gonna see with Jeff. or whether he-
So one of the things that I was thinking we should do is think about a way that we can get more members on, especially since you're going to be leaving college soon. We're trying to recruit new members if we can. So what do you normally do for recruiting new members? What have you done in the past that's worked for recruitment?
We talk to our friends.
We talk to your friends. So what is and also talking about outreach and possibly other you know, how we can encourage more diversity maybe in our program that will get more members too. Maybe we can start thinking about that. You know, so having, did it make sense to bring back White Night? Does it make sense to, you know, maybe have recruitment in some of those? Yeah, to recruit with them. Right. And I didn't think to do that at the Star Party, we should have it. Some parents there, they were just like, this is amazing. Yeah.
If there's like a little QR code on the side. You don't like QR code? Yes. That's fine. Okay.
So it might be effective for somebody who's in their 30s. I love QR codes. We started using them for donating at the school for donation day for, you know, parents in the drive line could just hit, you know, take a picture of the QR code and it would take them to the donation page. So it was, you know, for parents who had to quickly get to work and were dropping off their kids, they could quickly get the information. Okay, we'll try it and see what happens. We'll also talk to our friends in the line at the hardware store. I love it. Great, so we also have on here discussing the emeritus membership for Yvonne because Jeremy did mention it at one of the previous conversations. I can't remember when it was that Jeremy said that there was a possibility. Was it at the
Yes. So,
budget workshop maybe?
I think it was an email communication from Jeremy, our town manager, to Brooke. When Brooke inquired about Yvonne's status and how we might be able to honor her in her, you know, starting the community and running. And so he asked the town attorney. Technically, this committee is a volunteer town committee. It doesn't report to the staff. The staff supports the committee. Like the staff supports the town council and commission. So the staff attorney approved the notion that we could designate Yvonne as an official emeritus, committee member emeritus, or chair emeritus, something like that, officially. And they recommended that we not make too many people emeritus. That this would be a sort of a special exception, special honor. And which seems extremely appropriate because Yvonne our activities for so many years and provided great leadership to the community. So I would like to make a motion to officially, and I don't know if is it on the, to make, designate Yvonne as a, as the committee chair, what should we call it? Committee chair emeritus? Would that be appropriate?
That sounds great.
Committee chair emeritus for the Nature and Science Committee?
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Let it be that we would encourage that Yvonne would be seen now as our committee chair emeritus.
I'd also like to try to get her to come to our committee meeting. She would need to, we'd have to have some communication with her to give her telephone number to that into. And
So that she's on here, so it seems like she would have been given the email.
she's
She's still on our head.
She's still on our head. And what does it say?
It says member.
As a
It's
member?
designated as a member.
Yeah.
Yvonne, yeah. So if she's up here, it
Yeah.
means
She
they're,
resigned the last meeting. For the meeting. It's not enough.
so, all right, so let me send an email to Jeremy and see if the town is communicating with her, the communications department, is giving this information to Yvonne. Who's able to call in.
She is, as a member of the public. So.
Right,
here,
but they did say something about
Yeah.
if she was calling in at the same way that the public did, then she wouldn't be able to, she would only be able to communicate during the oral communications, as opposed to if she's a member emeritus, she would be given the information the same as us and she'd be able to discuss all of
That's
that,
even better.
right? So the,
I think so, yeah.
yeah. So I think that's the way it needs to happen.
Well, she would have, the public actually has access on the calendar, on the town council calendar. But you have to click on it.
Right.
And download the PDF and get access to it.
Mhm.
But she does have access to every agenda. But having her be on the email list, I think is
And also being able to give us input on all of the agenda items.
yeah. So, because of the Brown Act, where we're not supposed to talk to each other outside of the committee too much, we can have a Brown Act buddy, so you talk to one person, but you're not supposed to talk to multiple people because it becomes a committee meeting. Yeah, two individuals, yeah. And you can go, but you're not supposed to string it all together. Like, I promote an idea to Brooke, and then I call Carrie, and I promote an idea to Carrie, and then so we're not supposed to do that. That's also a potential violation. Those things were potential violation of the Brown Act. So anyway, because she's a member, so the question would be for the town attorney is communication with Yvonne as our Nature and Science Committee Chair Emeritus. She considered a member of the public, or she considered a member of the committee in terms of the Brown Act. She's not a voting member, so I'd assume that she is a member of the public. But, you know. These are, it's very different than business. Both are very different. Okay, so, yeah, so
So I can ask
if
Jeremy
you
that,
could
yeah.
ask
Yeah.
Jeremy, that'd be great.
What happened to the committee?
Yeah,
So we don't have very many meetings. So basically it's anybody who wants to get one of the exhibits together, right? We all go off and do our thing. So Bonnie is communicating with a compost company, who has a compost, because we like the idea of having a raffle. So she is trying to get a really nice kind of like item for the, raffle event. And then doing so, and then also coming up with an idea for the DIY. But then it's also the responsibility, I said that I would do it for getting in touch with the other committees that would be relevant to come and join us, so that we're not the only committee that's doing it. Sustainability is here doing something else, and conservation committee is here doing something else. They're yeah, this to the chair. Oh my gosh.
it does. Yeah.
And even, it seems like even more than a dozen now.
Like that.
So you just send to the chairman, and then we'll- and then we'll just go off and make- hopefully that's people for them.
So maybe it's optimistic thinking that we can get something together by May. We haven't done this one we haven't done this in previously.
Yeah, this is a new
This is
event,
a new event, never been.
new
yeah.
concept.
But other events.
Right.
Yeah.
that was the same thing happening year after year after year. So now we're trying to think of how can we do, other different subjects. Now that we saw, with our online presentations, there were so many people that were interested in all these different topics. So we talked about diversifying and finding all different aspects of teaching science and variety of different events. So who knows, it might come back and kick us in the butt if nobody's interested in compost and people want flight night back. We have to-
People are thinking, I almost was like, we do need to more control. Probably like beer or.
No.
No, but that's a good one. You know how to make beer?
No, I don't. I mean,
Yeah, no, if you know somebody who knows how to make beer, that you can bring that back. We can do that event. And that would be very popular.
But may not be good. Well, may not be good. Absolutely. No.
Right. And also wine too. I mean, we have numerous winemakers in here in town. I know that there's some weird regulations about alcohol here at the town because of some of the founding families that gave money toward the town center and all of the rules that have to be.
That would mean that's consumption.
There can be sometimes though. So there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we were interested in doing that event, we need to look into what the
What the
rules are
rules
so that we can
are,
build the event around that.
Right,
around those
right,
rules.
exactly. I love fermentation of all types, so we could do.
Yeah, it could be,
kombucha,
it could be fermentation day.
fermentation. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and so Brooke, you're gonna take the next step.
So the first thing is to make sure that the town says it's okay for us to rent out or to secure the town. So, we were talking about having a conservation committee, a sustainability committee, a WINSO table, a Lumi or a compost, Lomi or compost
Compost vendor table.
vendor table, a DIY station, so nobody has to buy anything fancy. I'll just do DIY. And then also having the library have some type of six different tables.
Okay, so read this again, sustainability committee table.
Yeah, conservation, sustainability, WINSO, Lomi vendor, DIY, library, kid station. Oh, and then also the competition table. Because we're gonna have judges competing for the people that are gonna.
So in this compost, but it's like, not when there's,
If somebody had a composting playlist here in town, because I was not right, but it would not be. accepted.
no, I'm thinking about it. But a lot of
Yeah.
You consider septic
I
part of the
compost, no, no.
Very important. And people may not.
I don't have the capacity to do another table. I don't have the capacity to do
But,
another table.
but Carrie might.
But it,
So Carrie, you just call up, the
the septic tank specialist.
yeah,
Is it?
there's septic tank people around.
They're all.
Right,
People have staff.
right.
Yeah. Well, it might be good is if we all kind of like say, okay, I'm gonna organize this table.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
So I really want to get Lomi come and do it and do the prize the drawing and the prize, and then also have a display. So in my house, I heard that I wanted to do a better job with composting because I felt like I was very bad on this, not as good on recycling. So I learned about this machine called a Lomi, Lomi, and it's basically it's like a large toaster. It sits on your counter, and you put your scraps, your vegetable scraps or meat scraps or whatever that compostable materials into this machine, and you run it, and it after a certain amount of time, it turns it into soil. So it applies heat and moisture and so forth, and turns. Yeah, small. Yeah, but it's like like several days worth of fuels or whatever.
But it works fairly quickly.
And it works pretty quickly. Yeah. So so I have tons of soil that I'm creating every week for my garden.
And you have not seen an increase in your electricity bill because my friend Linda said that her electricity bill, and I kept trying to convince her it was her heater, but she said that she thought it was her loan. You do not think so. Okay, that's
No.
great.
No, well, and I think it's all varied in variation.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the school, we have a lot of different composters, different varieties, and it's interesting to see the different compost product that comes out of that. What comes from worms, what comes from, an anaerobic, what comes from aerobic composting systems. Really fun, isn't it? Okay, so are there any other stations anybody wants to take on? I can also help with the DIY. Well, obviously, you can help with the DIY. Thank you, Teddy. That's wonderful.
Okay, I'm gonna put people's names down in the minutes around this, so
Okay,
we
great.
actually have some record of it.
Wonderful.
So
So
we have-
DIY, Teddy,
And Brooke will help
and
you.
I'll help with that. I also can contact the library and have them have a station there. So Andy, would it be possible for you to help with either contacting the Conservation Committee or the Sustainability Committee about having tables at this? Would you feel comfortable doing that, or do you need me to do that? Or how about I contact them and you would help them set up the day up? You feel comfortable doing that?
So what concept would you kind of propose? What do we
I would
want
say
them to
that we're
do?
having a compost event
Uh-huh.
discussing soil health and land stewardship and ecology. So both the committee, the Conservation Committee and the Sustainability Committee, would they be interested in having an informative, interactive table at this event? Anything related to soil health.
Mhm.
Sound good?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, conservation and sustainability. If you got that in the minutes, then I'll just copy and paste that in an email.
It's good.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, basically a tape, set up a table display. No, I think we'll be inside, right? So we'd set up tables inside the the community room. So that's one of the things that Brooke will do, is she'll reserve, she needs to reserve the room. That's part of the organization, right? That room has lots of big doors,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, no problem, yes. So it's the, community room, here at Town Center.
The biggest one.
Sure you put it there for something.
Yeah. There's speakers and
Yeah, it's a very.
dances, like the middle
Yeah,
school
middle
dance.
school dance,
there.
yeah.
Middle school graduation. Yeah.
Mhm.
Some events that the press is not invited to. What? Oh, were you there for the Hawthorns? That's the last meeting I was there for, was Mid-Peninsula. No, Mid-Peninsula Open Space District, or Open Space. You don't remember, but they weren't letting press in. Probably with that housing or. Well, all right, thank you so much for helping with the other aspects of the compost.
What about the green waste and getting green waste to come?
Yes, we have said that one. Yeah.
Yes, right, yeah, so
Free
Green Waste is a
quality.
large company, it's a large local company that processes all of our trash and recycling. And they regularly do community education programs, recently presented to the conservation community, I think. I haven't been on that call.
Yeah, I was too.
Oh, yeah, but we haven't been presented.
Maybe some.
Yeah.
Which nobody said that they would.
Yeah,
They said
did.
that they
were
would help,
technical, yeah,
they
the
would help the
committee-
day out, but they would not think about it ahead of time. That's
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah,
what
they're very minimal.
Yeah.
Which is.
I'll contact them and I'll CC you on that communication. And if they take the bait, then you can help lead that. That'd be great. Great,
Okay.
all right. Wonderful. All right, so we are pretty close, 5:57. Look at that, perfect. Any other business? Anything else? It's very challenging
Right.
because we can't.
Yeah.
We have, like,
Because of the ground.
right, yeah.
But for coordination,
So you
Yeah.
could talk to one person,
Yeah, so you
but
call
I
Brooke.
cannot send an email out and say, how is it going?
Okay.
What else do we need to do, right?
Because that's gonna-
So she typed
Yeah.
in the minutes, so it'll be.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I will save the minutes and I'm going to send it to Brooke and I will see everybody. So that will be the summary of the communication. And if you don't mind, I'd just like to review it.
Okay, that sounds great.
What I wrote down, and this is just so that we're all aligned on, is at this event, activities may include the following table: Sustainability Committee, Soil Health, and
I'm gonna
Yeah.
start that with looping in.
Brooke and Andy. Okay, Conservation Committee, soil, it's also soil health, Andy / Brooke. So then compost type is Brooke and Linso. And then library is Brooke, a compost competition, and Lomi is Bonnie. A DIY compost station is Teddy.
And then I can also contact,
Does anybody have access to a microscope? I thought that Andy had a really good idea to have a station that takes compost and looks at compost through a microscope.
do you have a microscope? Do you want to do a microscope, station? Okay, great.
So I know you put different types of compost in the, you look at it in a dish.
Great.
You have different types of compost maybe, and you look at it in a dish or something, or, okay,
You might want to test it out ahead of time. To see.
all right. Carrie, is it too early to ask you to do something? Or what you might be interested in doing? Okay, okay.
The loops and the hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering about, so the last thing I read was septic tank, and I didn't have a kind of an angle on it or someone to actually do it.
Well, something, I would think that-
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. What's our, the company? Mhm. Okay, well, if you are so inspired, I'm gonna put TBD as for the person on this. We'll just table that for the next.
Okay, and then our next meeting is March 9th at 5 p.m. And does anyone have a motion? That we adjourn. Thank you so much. All those in favor? And adjourned at 6:01. Nice and sharp. Good job. Okay, I've got a lot to do in my spare time. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. All right, so if we get conservation and sustainability first, I think that's. Right, recording.